And we're live and back, and tonight we're talking with Darren from Lakeshore Paranormal, and he's out of Michigan. Darren, how'd you find us? How'd you get a hold of us?
Probably through Phenomena. Probably
That's
Cassie
Mansion
and
Crew.
Janet. I've
I
known
was
them for.
watching the night he was on.
I known them for
Hey,
quite a
hey,
while.
I'm giving them a shameless plug, okay? One question I really actually like to start out with is so people that don't know you can kind of get a gist and a little background history. What really got you interested and started in the paranormal?
Just always kind of had a knack for it. I mean, I've always grown up with these weird experiences that I couldn't explain, even as a little young child. And the older I got, some of the experiences were pretty significant, and the more I questioned it, and then I was always fascinated by hauntings and this and that. So I just like finding answers and seeing what I can capture.
That's a good answer. But anyway, so how often do you get out to do investigations?
Well, I mean, probably a couple times a week, but and not most of the times I try to find local locations, near where I'm at, but other times we can get out to some bigger locations. But always that takes a little longer, a little more time to prepare and
Planning.
Oh yeah,
but
a lot of planning for it.
I'm always trekking around trying to find locations, whether it's a cemetery or, somewhere off in the woods. There is a lot to explore here on this side of Michigan.
Yeah, yeah. So, what is your favorite kind of places to investigate?
Um, well, um, probably I like. I was at the Joliet prison. I had a lot of fun, doing a prison. We have a jail around here, the old Allegan County Jail. So, anything. I love prisons, but for me, I just appreciate all locations. They all have their perks.
Yeah, yeah. I actually kind of like cemeteries. Um,
I do, yeah. I mean,
you find you, you find some interesting stuff at cemeteries.
I've had most of my experiences in cemeteries, so that would probably definitely be up there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I was gonna let Juba know that yes, we are live.
That's-
We're not Memorex, man. We're not Memorex. We are live. That is a very old joke for us old people.
Yeah, make me feel older than what I am.
So, do you have a specific kind of equipment that you like to use?
I do more of the like ITC. I mean, I do have like night vision cameras, but I focus more on EVPs and like I use a lot of my spirit box and a portal box.
Hmm.
Um, just try to capture different voices. But every so often, we do find something interesting on camera. But I notice, visuals. I feel like, capturing like an apparition itself is very tricky. So, it,
Yeah, it is. It is.
yeah,
And then also whenever you're reviewing your footage and everything, you don't ever want to really jump to the conclusion that hey, I caught something.
no,
You
and
always want more than one pair of eyes on it to see.
yeah, I usually try not to claim on my videos. There will be something that I point out, but I try not to 100% claim. I even ask the audience
Hmm.
whether what you think
We've
of
done
this.
that. We do
So,
that a lot too.
Yeah, we kind of do the same thing. If we feel
yeah,
like we'll review it, and if I
You
feel
don't
like
jump
we've
and
caught
say, "Oh
something,
yeah, it was a
try
Bigfoot,"
not to.
or
I
something.
try not to say. I try not to say if it's something that I think it might be or anything. I let the audience who's watching it
Yeah,
figure it out.
but we have given you possibilities of what it could be because
Right.
the general
But
area, because this being Wisconsin, we know the wildlife better.
yeah, but with me, I'm also my biggest critic.
Yeah.
So if I do feel like maybe we caught something, I'll actually try to debunk it before I even
Yeah.
show it.
That
But
can be
see,
tough.
that's my style.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you look into any of the cryptids over there?
Well, my wife had an experience with the dog man.
Really?
We're more of a
I
believer of the dog man around here.
was just talking about that about the dog man or our version of that with some people today.
Oh wow.
Um, here they call it the Beast of Bray Road, but it's
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
the same thing. So,
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. We
Beast
actually
of Bray
got to go
Road,
out
yeah.
and we actually got to go out and do an investigation out there too.
That's awesome. Yeah, my
More than
wife
one.
is over there. She does a lot of the cryptid stuff from time to time, which that is,
Cryptids are fun.
yeah.
yeah, well, we kind of, I guess we don't have no real field of the paranormal that'll tie us down. You know, cryptids, UFOs, whatever,
Absolutely.
anything unexplained,
I will cover
we're
the spectrum.
interested.
I've,
You know?
I have a few UFO videos on mine. We probably we didn't capture anything, but we talk about some experiences that some people had around here. But I love UFOs and cryptids and all sorts of things.
Yeah, it makes for a very interesting field of discussion,
Yeah.
especially nowadays
So
as it's getting more openly acceptable for people to, accept the unexplained.
Yeah.
well,
More people are
with the
seeing it.
UFO phenomena thing, another reason a lot of people are actually starting to pay more attention to it too is the fact that our government has finally admitted that there are aerial vehicles that they can't explain, and they've released footage from fighter jets that were chasing these things.
Yeah, I laugh because, it's like, yeah, some people find it, they believe it now, but it's like, what about the whole past 50 years when people have been screaming it, like,
Oh, yeah.
all the crazies have been saying it for years, and now people
Well,
are.
yeah, you had pilots trying to say they saw something, or they'd refuse to say something because if they did back in the
Because of the
50s
criticism.
or during World War II and stuff,
Yeah.
when them pilots were seeing shit, they said something, they'd be like, "You're grounded, man. No more
Yep.
flying for you."
Ground them.
That's true.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
You know, or to the nut house they go. You know, nowadays it's like, oh yeah, that's more credible. That guy's a pilot. He's up there every day. He knows what he sees, what it is.
And with
If
the
you can't
advances of,
explain it, it's got to be something.
and with the advances of cameras and everything now.
Right. High
But
definition,
see,
high speed,
one of
ultra
the things is
definition.
not just
Night
that.
vision.
One of the other things you got to watch out for too when you're looking at these videos and they're claiming to be real. You got to remember these computers have gotten to the point now where you can literally Photoshop stuff in and make it look like it's an actual part of that video or a part of that
photo.
picture, and it looks real. I mean, the CGI they do with the movies and stuff now, it's insane.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't cost much to get that kind of software into the hands of the public nowadays. It's pretty much readily available.
Yep.
You just got to know what you're doing when you're using some of that software, because some of it gets a little complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
The video editing software is already a pain in the ass.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So, how many people do you have in your group?
I'm very close to 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have.
I think he's talking about your actual investigation group.
Oh, my group.
Investigating
Paranormal.
Oh, just me. My wife comes with me from time to time. She helps me film, but most of the time I do everything.
Okay.
I do collabs with a few other people that are, they have their own teams. But other than that, yeah, I just do most of the work myself. I feel I get better evidence,
I can see that.
Yeah, less contamination that way.
Yeah.
Right.
As long as you can cover everything.
Yeah. I mean, we do our best. It was literally just three of us with a 4-story, the poorhouse. So it was my buddy and his niece, and then it was me and my wife, and we had to cover. That place is huge, and did what we could.
That is a kind of a strange one. I've never heard of that place. So Van Buren County Poorhouse.
Poorhouse, yeah, that's here in close to South Haven, Michigan. Yeah, it was for it was like a poor community. They pretty much had everything there. There was a hospital right there too. They tore that down. But yeah, there's a lot of history to that.
And where the hell and what's the story behind this haunted hearse? How the hell did you come across a haunted hearse?
My buddy brought that back up from Texas, and he's a truck driver. And me doing what I do, he asked me if I wanted to hang on to it for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, let me film in there and see if there's any spirits still attached to it. I mean, I'm pretty certain there's a couple spirits attached. I got some interesting EVPs in there, but it was definitely an interesting evening staying in there.
Hey, Robbie.
We still have it parked here too. You need a place for it to park.
Wow. I want one. Not a
Joe's
haunted
been
one. I
wanting to
want
get
a
a
hearse.
Yeah.
Put our logo right on the side of it and everything.
That one I couldn't show too much of the outside. It has a lot of political themes to it that aren't too friendly for social media.
Yeah, we know how that goes too. Just look back
Says,
anything before 2019 on our YouTube channel, and you might get offended.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
We've known each other over 20 years, so
yeah,
there's a lot of.
Yeah, it was part of like a presidential theme thing. So
yeah, I think we were probably the first pair of people that ended up on YouTube with a negative subscriber base for a while.
Oh my gosh.
You like that one?
Oh, we were ticking a lot of people off.
Oh,
that's why we revamped and did a different direction.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it gets a little crazy on YouTube though.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I've got that sitting here bookmarked to check out after
Nice.
we're done that first video. I gotta check that out. That's the first one that caught my eye when I was looking at it.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I had a blast in that. I actually did sleep and spend the night in it. It was
that'd be cool. Did you have a coffin in the back? Were you in a coffin?
No. Yeah, we should get a coffin for it, definitely.
I'd have done it if you had a coffin in the back.
That was cool. I threw in a little mattress, a sleeping bag.
Well, yeah, never know. Might come up with something that way.
You never
Felt
know.
like, yeah, I thought I got touched, once, like poked or something, but can't be too sure.
Yeah, I could see that though. With as many dead bodies as a hearse does.
It's
carry.
interesting to think about. Yeah, it was.
The more you think about it, the more that's actually possible. It's almost like a cemetery on wheels if you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
In a way.
I'm trying to think, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting to think to maybe how many bodies were in there, but
Well, how old is it?
It's from '93.
Okay, so it's fairly a newer model.
Newer, but I mean, it's still almost 30-year-old hearse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not sure how
and then
long.
you also got it. That's what I was going to say.
They don't have those for very long. They only put about 40,000 miles on them, and then they get a new one.
Right.
Really?
Yep. Yeah, it's like every couple of years or so.
Yeah, because they don't want it to break out the body in it.
Yeah, I suppose it might be
You know,
maybe a bad thing.
Yeah, it could be a
but
bad thing,
you
especially in
know,
Texas.
you think about it though, you know, it's more and more possible because look at history in the
Yeah,
paranormal field. There's the most famous car that's got the curse on it. You know, it's still missing.
yeah.
You know, James Dean's car.
Oh wow, yeah.
You know, the curse of that car. Anybody that's owned a piece of that has died in a gruesome type of way or touched that car.
I actually I know where that crash happened,
Oh wow.
and
Well, you know
I
where it happened. I thought you were going to say you know where the car is.
no. I've actually driven by there hundreds of times. There's a
Wow.
monument erected there for it. It's over in California,
Oh wow.
where I
Yeah, he's
used to
a
live.
native from California. He's a transplant here in Wisconsin.
Yep. I miss it because man, I could get up on a Saturday morning and 2.5 hours later, it could be wading out in the ocean.
Oh wow. Wow.
Yep, I do miss that. But so, yeah, we were talking earlier. I'm going to bring this up now because I went and checked out your Facebook page, and I clicked on that one video because of it being up there and it saying something about witchcraft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you told me that's your sister's video.
My wife. Yep.
Oh, your
Yeah.
that's your wife.
Yeah.
And I thought I was getting old.
Yeah, I know. My brain's not working. Okay, that was your wife and her nephew.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, haunted cemetery in Texas. Signs of witchcraft, supposedly, is what it says there. Okay.
Yep.
Now, let me see if I can get this thing to share. I'm gonna try and share screen, and I gotta.
Are you like dead out of tune and out of touch?
Yes, I am. Oh my god.
I'm sharing you guys out real quick too.
You
Oh,
know,
go ahead.
I I've been lazy. I can admit that because otherwise my backdrop would be backed up and the whole frame thing would be backed up.
All right, here I'm bringing it up finally. See if I can bring it up to.
There you go, full screen.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Oh
And then I
yeah.
got make sure the volume is all the way up. Now
Did you make sure
I
when you
got to
shared
this.
that you click the share audio box?
I already did.
Okay.
All right, now I got it. I got it back up to 344. Now they're at this railing. Not sure where she said this was.
Um, it's by a canal that wasn't far from the cemetery.
Okay. Now it's going to be it. You'll hear them talking, and then her nephew says something about up the road, and right after that, I want your opinion on this, and tell me what if you remember hearing this.
It should be down that road.
Right there.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, that sounds like probably like part of the necrophonic app she was using.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
type
There's
of app that she uses.
yeah, she was using a little ITC app.
Okay.
Yep. Sometimes it comes out a little jargled and in between words that are understandable.
Well, I was just wondering because
Yeah,
it's just the way
that
it
is interesting.
sounded, and then there was something there, but I don't recall hearing them actually do any reaction to it.
Yeah, that is
It should be
interesting.
down that road.
Right there.
I'm down.
Sounds like there is something before it though. That's what I'm trying to think. I'd
Yeah,
have,
like a little. It sounded almost like a little beep.
yeah, that's interesting.
Should be down that road.
Right
Said you
there.
went there the night before.
I'm down.
Well, when did you hear the baby cry? Both nights. She heard a baby cry both nights she went there.
Cool. So no, that I caught that a little bit ago because I was thumbing through this stuff, and I just was wanted
Yeah,
to
it's
know if you
interesting.
caught
Yeah.
it, and if you had a perspective on what it might have been.
Ah, yeah.
So
Yeah, it's either part of the app or it could be something before what I heard from the app. It's kind of interesting. I'd have to
well, you
take.
got you obviously have the raw footage, right?
Yeah, I do. Yep,
Yeah. Then
that's the one to
there,
look.
then you can check it out and actually let us know what you find.
Definitely.
Sorry, man. I have a
No.
habit of doing that. Like I said, I can hear in tones lower than most people can, and I don't know why. It is just so weird.
Yeah, I probably have way worse hearing than what I realize because I'm always like, what? Too much loud music.
Hey,
That'll
I
do
went
it
to
sometimes.
concerts.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of concerts. My hearing's probably shot by now.
I went to one concert and I came out of it and I couldn't hear for like 3 days.
The first one. I think first major rock one I was at. I couldn't
It
hear
was
for
like,
3 days.
what was that one? Oh, I was AC/DC Stiff Upper Lip Tour
Oh
in
wow.
2001.
Yeah, I was at a Disturbed concert, the first one that really kind of blew my eardrums out. They were still playing smaller venues at the time, so I was right up by the speaker.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that can really hurt.
Yeah.
I saw, what was it? I saw who does that one? They use that song in a carnival ride all the time. Um, it's either Ari or Journey. I saw him live, and it was an outdoor event, but it was standing room only, and I was right next to one of their big amplifier speaker deals, that was taller than me. And they started playing that song, Riding the Storm Out. And yeah,
I
my
think that's
ears.
REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is REO.
I
Riding
seen
the
those
Storm Out.
guys.
Yeah.
They put on a good show.
Oh yeah.
You ever hear of Firehouse?
Firehouse, yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, I'm so old. I got to see them before they became famous.
Nice. I think I knew somebody that knew them.
They played at a place in California that was called Fat Nats.
Oh,
And
nice.
It was geared towards the 15 to 18
Oh, wow.
crowd. So there was no alcohol or anything served.
Oh,
It was
wow.
a
But
non-alcoholic.
they always brought in the really cool, really good local bands and stuff, and then not well known ones. Yeah, I was there
Well,
on
that's
a
one of those in
Saturday night.
Madison too back in my day.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. It was fun.
Nice.
They don't do that now.
No,
What's
I
that?
wish they did.
Have those non-alcoholic clubs for
Oh, yeah. I remember.
people that are underage.
Yeah.
Madison. I lived in Madison. I grew up in and around the Madison, Wisconsin area, big college town, and they used to always have shit for kids to do. Not anymore. Man, when I
So,
grew up, it was fun to grow up in Madison. Now
you got anything? You got anything on your bucket list?
Probably just getting out of Michigan more. Working on that. And just hoping that gas prices go down too.
Joliet prison out of Michigan?
What's
Isn't
that?
Isn't Joliet prison like in Illinois?
Yeah, I went there. That was probably the one place out of Michigan I was at.
Yeah.
But
That's the place I heard of that's on my list.
yeah, that's definitely a pretty neat place. We just didn't have. They were filming a show. I think they were filming Destination Fear or something like that. I don't know, with someone, but they didn't give us access to like 3 a.m, and we only had like 3.5 hours to go through that whole place.
Oh wow.
And
Wow.
so it was kind of like, it's just not. I felt like there really wasn't much to capture there. I don't know why. I just didn't. It was still a pretty cool place to explore, but
Yeah.
and it's old, But
Well, some of the places that it's kind of fun to go to is the older places that are having some remodeling done.
yeah, yeah,
Like when they have to repair something or they have to remodel or rebuild a certain section to keep it from falling down.
yeah. See, the
That usually disturbs the energies and causes more
sad
activity.
thing about the prison, the Joliet prison, is they're just letting it rot. It's like half of the building, the big main building, and already part of it collapsed, so they weren't even letting anyone in that. And then
Wow.
the whole bottom section was flooded out when we were there, and it smelled like sewage. So it was just, man, it wasn't even like, what the heck.
Maybe I'll have to
That
It's
get
sucks.
off
unfortunate, it
my
really
bucket
is,
list.
but it is what
I
it
got
is.
a bad sense of smell, so I don't want to go down there if it already smells like sewage. My nose would burn.
Yeah.
I can't walk down soap aisles and stuff like that
Oh wow.
stores
Oh wow. Yeah.
because of the bleach. That smell gets so bad and so strong for me
I'm
that
sensitive to bleach too. I cannot stand that stuff. That'll make me gag.
if anything, I can smell perfume and all kinds of shit, long before it even gets into my house. If they're standing outside, I can smell it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
It's
hearing's not
weird.
too bad. It used to be a lot better because I was a security officer and a private investigator for many years. So
Oh
I
wow.
had to really actually, you know, tune into everything, especially when you're in a big uh, packaging factory like Rayovac that was built in like the 1800s, and it's wide open. So you got to get used to what all those like sounds are from all the different critters that are going
Yeah.
around there, the squirrels and the possums and all that shit, that are coming and going through there.
Yep.
So,
So any particular investigation that kind of jumped out at you?
I really enjoyed. There was a old World War II ship parked here in Muskegon, Michigan, and we're kind of right on Lake Michigan. So
Mm-hmm.
we have one of the USS LST 393s, which was a tank carrier to Omaha Beach, and I was lucky enough to stay the night in there all night and investigate.
That's
And it
cool.
is now a war museum too. So on top of the history, you have
oh,
all these artifacts from different eras of wars, and it's just the energy there is just unreal. I mean, just it
I
was
could
Right.
really,
imagine.
So
unfortunately, like my spirit box that night wasn't working, so of course, so
Yeah,
I
but
had
that's part of a paranormal thing, that you can chalk that up
something
to,
always
dead
has to
batteries, you know, you get home and the film's corrupt on the SD card or,
in there too.
yeah. Yeah,
that's happened to us. I've
we've
had
been there more than
we
once.
we went on an investigation in Iowa, and I had 5 pieces of equipment subsequently fail on me.
Yeah, but that was your own damn fault. You provoked the shit that was there.
Yeah,
That was karma biting you in the
no,
ass.
that wasn't karma. That was
Karma
the
from the
entity. That was
spirit.
the entity
Spir-
screwing with my equipment. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
tries his
for our
laptop so
school,
many
man.
times, gets home, goes to bed, wakes up, tries his laptop once, and he's in.
Yep,
Same password he was using while he was at the school.
yep,
They just didn't want him to use his laptop.
yep.
He
I was
pissed them
trying
off.
to I was trying to turn on my laptop, trying to get into it and I used the
And,
same password.
and see, he pissed them off. And see, that was a bad thing to do in the first place. There was some bad energy at that school. I mean,
Well,
right away,
somebody
hold
had
on,
to get
hold on.
to get them
Right
going.
away, right away, I don't know what it was, and I never had that happen before. I get to this school. We don't know a whole lot of, I kind of like to go in a little blind, so I didn't do a whole lot of research on the school. I just knew that it was extremely old and that there was a very private old cemetery, almost as old as the school, 150 years old. And I walk in, and I couldn't have been in there more than 10, 15 minutes, and I had to get the hell out real quick because I started feeling really sick
Oh
in my
wow.
stomach. So I get outside, and I get off the cement steps just outside the door, and I started feeling much better. So I sat there for a while, and it's like, okay, is this how this is going to go? Okay. Got myself together, went back in, and then we get down to that one room, the boiler room.
Oh, wow.
There was in this there's the boiler room is kind of like off the gymnasium, and that room really had some dark energy
Wow.
in it,
Wow.
and he had to go and provoke this shit.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I was putting, getting my stuff all set up on a table there, and I'm in the gymnasium, and it just kept drawing my attention. So I'm like, okay, you drawing my attention, so maybe you want to talk. So I took
It did
took my
talk though.
body I took my body camera. I wear a hat a lot of times, so I took my body camera and clipped it to the bill of my hat. Had it turned on. Had my voice recorder. I had my digital camera and a flashlight, and I walked into the one room, and then around through the doorway into the boiler room, and I could feel the energy in there. And I started asking questions, and I wasn't getting any response. So I said, "All right, fine." So I figured, okay, I'm gonna provoke it. So I provoked it.
Jeez.
I called it out.
Wow.
So
There was a lot of we in that boiler room though. What was that thing that Dale had?
Phasma Box. It's a
Boy, that
program that
thing
you
was
load on
Oh, yeah.
you can load it on the miniature computers or laptops or regular laptop or tablet, and you plug it into an external speaker, and it uses the blue. If the laptop has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, it uses both the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to pick up any like words or any phrases or anything that's said. So it,
Yeah,
it,
that
it
thing,
does a full, it does this like a spectrum scan on it.
and there was definite more than one spirit.
And Dale was getting a lot of hits in that room.
There was one guy. There was one that was definite male and very angry.
Hmm. And that's the one I'm pretty sure I provoked, and that was the dominant one.
Wow.
But yeah, my voice recorder quit working. It didn't record anything. My body camera didn't record video; it recorded audio only. My camcorder worked until I changed the battery out, and then when I
The
changed the
batteries were
battery out,
fully charged.
and the
Oh, wow.
batteries were fully charged, they were brand new, fully charged,
Wow.
and it indicated it was recording. But when I went to pull the information off the disk, it showed it when I plugged it into the computer. It showed it that the information was there, but I go to pull it off and play it, and it wouldn't play. It was corrupt.
Oh, wow.
But I had the video from the other part of it, the first
Jeez.
the first battery, and then of course
They
I
just
couldn't
don't
even
want you having
my
evidence.
laptop. I open it up, turn it on, type in my password, hit enter. Nope, won't let me in. I'm like, okay, type in my password, hit enter, won't let me in. I did it 4 times, and it wouldn't let me in. So I put the laptop away. And after all that, and we got home, and I got a little bit of sleep. Got up a little bit later, opened up the laptop, typed in my password, boom, right in.
Wow. Yeah, those energies can be tricky at times. They can get into your electronics, everything.
Oh, we know that.
Oh yeah,
I
we
mean,
already know that.
that one trip, our cameras were brand new. The cards were brand new. Everything was brand new. And we
And
went
fully
out
charged.
we went out to
Aslan,
Aslan State Park,
they
and
have burial mounds there and effigy mounds.
Oh, wow.
we had one EMF meter going on. I mean, it was going nuts. And I set it down so that you could actually tell that I wasn't holding it to make it react or shaking it. So we actually set it down on one of the wooden steps right on the mount where this was happening. And I had the camera directly on it. We get home and everything, and all that footage was corrupt.
Oh my gosh! Wow!
Yep. Brand new card.
Wow!
Just formatted it, put it in the camera. Done. It just nothing come off of it. And the funny thing is, with that EMF meter going off like it did, there were no overhead wires. There's no
Oh, yeah,
underground wires. There
Oh,
are
wow.
no
There was
there's
nothing
no
that could've really
electrical
interfered
equipment
with it
anywhere near where
that
we
we
were.
know of. You know, but when we went out there the second time, when we finally went back there, because you know that gets to you when especially when you're doing what we all do.
Yeah.
You go out on a paranormal investigation. You
Oh
think
man.
you got something good and got some good evidence type, and then you get home and it's all corrupted.
I've
You
been there.
know, you got to go back.
Yeah.
You just got to. So we
Yeah.
went back to that same location, and it didn't happen for us that day.
Wow.
Nope. But you started feeling sick.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what the beauty of being an investigator is always get different evidence. I don't have a problem with going to the same locations. I mean, try to see what I can capture each time.
I think in my personal opinion, I think you have to. If you're going to do this,
Yep.
you can't just go once and
No.
say you got something or you didn't get something, and
No.
because these things don't work on a schedule.
No, they don't.
You never know. A lot of times shit's happened to me.
No.
I haven't had a recording device or something to record it. Light flickers and I'm just walking out to get a cigarette and all of a sudden the light flickers, but nobody's near a switch to make that happen. No storms going on, and it's just one light on the whole circuit when it should have been all three if they flickered. That
Wow.
didn't make sense. See? But yet I didn't have no fucking camera with me.
And that's usually what happens.
Oh yeah. How many
Yeah.
times has that happened to us?
That's why
Yeah, now we've got body cams, both of us.
Yeah, I seen
one of
a
the reasons I
full
grabbed
bodied apparition at a place we call Nunica Cemetery up here, and I was of course packing up my gear at the time when I seen her, and it was only for a split second, but of course she was there to let me know that she was there after I packed up my camera.
Well, they're
Yeah.
not there to perform for you.
No, exactly, no.
Sometimes you see things that'll
And
chase
actually,
you out.
I was still grateful to have that experience, and
Oh yeah.
and I still don't think
you at least
it wouldn't have showed up on a video anyway. I don't think. I really don't.
you never know.
But you never know.
But
with the way technology is, you never know what you're going to capture, because there's some things that I know damn well we didn't see or hear with the naked eye or ears, but yet our equipment picked up his equipment picked up a phantom plane,
Oh wow.
And we know it wasn't there. We all know it wasn't there, and there was plenty of
Yep.
us there, and we didn't hear no plane going over.
But it wasn't
that day.
the coolest thing is, now that was one of my voice recorders that actually worked when we were out there. The coolest thing is nobody else's equipment picked up the sound. Mine did.
That's interesting. Yeah.
And I'm not sure why mine
some Dale's equipment and what he had was corrupt from that day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Interesting. Yeah, that is weird.
Now, what I was going to ask you though, when you seen that apparition and you said you were thankful for it, did you verbally say that when you were there? Did you thank the apparition itself?
I think I did. Yeah, I always do. I'm always very respectful. I was like, wow, thank you. Because, I haven't seen her since. So I felt very comforted. Like, you know, it wasn't negative. It was
Right.
like
Felt kind of peaceful.
peaceful. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was very blessed to see her. I felt like,
Well, I think that's a good thing. You've got to always respect wherever you're going to
Mhm.
investigate,
I
no
think
Well,
matter
yeah,
what
being
happens.
you
respectful is,
actually do have to respect.
I
yeah.
mean, back to that site, you know, where we heard that got that Phantom plane recording. That's where the crash site of the day the music died.
Oh, wow.
Buddy
That
Holly
was the
crash
Buddy
site and all
Holly,
of that. I had
Mickey
never been
Valens,
out
Big
there
Pepper.
before. You know, I wasn't expecting anything, but I got out of there and oh my God, I mean, I felt honored just to be there,
Yeah.
you know,
Mhm.
because I'm a big fan of all kinds of music and, you know, their music changed the
Yeah.
way things went.
I got to lay down on the same x-ray table at the Joliet prison that they x-rayed. I think they had John Wayne Gacy on there. So
Ooh.
that was definitely an interesting experience.
I'd say.
Yeah, there was a real, yeah, psychopath for real.
Yeah.
Killer clown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's one thing I really like. You know, I like the serial killers too, the history.
Yeah.
You know,
I did special effects makeup for a few years at haunted houses. It's always been,
oh,
you
that'd
know,
be cool.
kind of a fun passion of mine on the side, but
Yeah, we used to make haunted house. We used to make a
I
haunted house
don't
every
get to
year.
do that a whole lot anymore with the YouTube stuff. I'm kind of always editing or filming or doing something.
Right.
But yeah, that was always a good time. I was always making. I actually incorporated a lot of evil clown stuff in my masks and
Yeah. Well, if
props.
we were still doing that, I think I would have done the more what my mom told me one day. She looked over at me and she's like, you know, you look like Charles Manson. And all I would have probably had to do was just paint that like cross thing on it, and you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
Swastika.
yeah,
So
yeah, I like to have fun with that one, you know. But that's what I would have done at Halloween instead of the vampires or the other things. But we had a
Yeah.
lot of fun doing the haunted house. I mean, it was a lot of live
So
action.
the vampire was your thing, Joe.
Yeah. Grim
Mine
Reaper.
was
Yeah, but that one year we both did the Grim Reaper, and we were just sitting still, kneeling with sickles, homemade sickles, right in the front yard, and people thought we were statues until we moved.
Oh wow.
I want his helmets.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
I see the stormtrooper, and then
there's
that one.
Boba Fett, and
I
then
was gonna say the one on
that's
bottom there's
my
got to be.
wife's doll that's from the 1800s. But we also underneath, I have Darth Vader's helmet, and it is a Don Post's Vader helmet
Oh,
from the original casting of the 77 movie.
Oh,
wow.
sweet.
Yeah, that was a
So
classic.
the one behind the stormtrooper helmet.
Yeah,
What is that one?
that's the clone trooper from episode 2.
Okay.
Even though
Yeah,
they
I
never
was
actually
trying to-
had filming that movie, they never actually made any physical clone troopers, which was
I
very
know.
disappointing.
So
I wish I had all my Star Wars toys
definite
from when
Star
I
Wars
grew up.
fan here.
Yeah, I have
grew up in
figurines
the-
in boxes. I just don't have a lot of room here. So
I grew up in the 70s. Think about all those action figures from the 70s that
nice.
were from the original Star Wars movies. What those
My
things
nephew
go
had
for
an
today,
expensive. My nephew
if
had
they
an
were still in the
expensive collection.
packages. The land speeder, Luke's land speeder.
I got that.
Ah, he's got the child. Yep. Well, there you go.
This is the Furby. This is the Yoda Furby.
That looks so original. That's awesome.
It's the actual Furby.
Oh, awesome.
Plus, I actually got the other one too. I got this other one that is pretty famous that everybody will
Well, I
recognize.
guess I started something here.
Uh-oh. Oh, gosh.
Gizmo.
That's
The
awesome.
Gizmo Furby.
That was just on the
We
other
got
day.
a little one.
Oh, look, there you go. Gizmo.
Yeah.
Okay, bit
Oh,
of trivia for you. Who did the voice for Gizmo?
Howie Mandel.
I do not know that one.
Joseph. That was for him, not you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I give it away?
I wouldn't have known that one.
Same person that did
I'm
the voice for Bobby's World.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. That's
I'm
awesome.
sorry. I couldn't help it because I was a big Howie Mandel fan back in his stand-up days, and he'd say one voice, three fucking jobs, because he was Bobby's World. He was at Beaker or something on the Muppet Babies, and then Gizmo. One voice, three fucking jobs.
I like Bobby's World.
That was actually a really good cartoon. My
Yeah, it
daughter
was.
loved it. She grew up
I
on
like
that.
I like the way Bobby's mom.
Yeah,
talked,
that's my
you know.
generation.
She kept saying, "Don't you know?" I like that. That was funny. Bobby's mom. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
How's it going? Don't you know?
I was born
That's
in the 80s, so I
what is
feel
that?
like
That's
I
like
was
a
pretty
Minnesota?
lucky growing up in the 90s. It's a
You,
pretty
you were
fun
born.
time.
You were born when?
In the 80s.
I graduated high school in the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
He graduated high school in the 60s, though.
Yeah, I'm that smart. I graduated before I was born.
No, he's got at least 20 years on me.
You wish. He's a
So what's
dinosaur.
next for you? Where are you going next?
I'm a lot older than I look.
Oh, my daughter's probably about as old as you.
Yeah.
My oldest. I mean, she was born in the late 80s. Yeah.
Anyway, so what's next on your agenda?
Hoping to get out. Probably. I'm hoping this fall to get out to Eloise Insane Asylum over in Detroit. But
We want to go there.
I've been wanting to go.
That's
we
on our bucket list.
It's on my bucket list. It's still a little bit of a hike from where I'm at. So I'm on the complete opposite side of the state. So it's not always easy to get over there, but we try to make our efforts to get around.
Yeah, Phenomena. I think they are like the caretakers of that place, aren't they?
Yeah, we've been trying to. Last year we were supposed to meet up with them with Blood Moon Paranormal, and we ended up having the COVID, so we couldn't go.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of good that we didn't, because
that's the first
certain that
person
we
we're
had it that
contacting once we head out that way is Janet Ramsey and her crew.
Yeah, we've been trying to catch up. We were supposed to meet up at the Bath Cemetery again this fall, but then my computer took a crap on me, and that wasn't a cheap fix. So doing what I do, I have to have a computer. So
yeah, I know what it's like to have a computer.
Desktop or laptop?
That's like a damn car breaking down.
Is it a desktop?
I can
or a
fix the
laptop?
computer, but I can't fix the car.
It's basically a full studio. I have two big wide monitors and fully, it's souped up. It's I have enough power so I can edit my 4K videos without any issues.
Mm-hmm. So you're probably running a nice GeForce or something like a 12 gig video
16 gig and then 380.
His
16 gig
computer is probably custom built like mine is.
Yeah, you running NVIDIA?
No, what's that?
Are you running NVIDIA or AMD?
I think I'm not sure. I think it's probably. I think it's a Vita.
Yeah, the
Most
Nvidia,
common Windows.
the Nvidias are actually the most stable. The Radeon AMDs, they've been having issues with them. So,
Yeah,
and then you're probably running a like an Asus board with like an i9
yeah,
processor.
something like that. It's new, so I'm not sure. I mean, some of the specs.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
here
tend to know the specs of our computers because we're computer people as well.
I yeah,
I'm a self-taught computer
I
genius.
kind of build my own.
Yeah, I know how to build them, but with the whole chip shortage thing going on, it was cheaper of me to put it on the Best Buy card. So
Yeah,
the route I had to go. So
I actually myself personally, I like the Xeon processors. They're not as powerful as like the say the i7, i9 or any of that, but they're built better because they're built the Xeons are built to run in server units, and server
oh
units
yeah,
are built to run 24/7. That's why I like the Xeons a lot better.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they tend to
I'm always
last.
working with my desktop, so I have to have something that
I had my
performs.
desktop custom built
Oh wow, nice.
by Milwaukee PC to my specs. And then to top it all off, because of the editing and because of the space that a video file can take up,
Yeah, it
plus all
takes
the
up a lot.
investigation files,
Yep,
I've got an 8 terabyte external hard drive as well.
nice.
So, but there's like 2 hard drives because when I got this here, I put another terabyte hard drive inside of it as well.
Yeah, I have like I don't know, like 6 terabytes. I don't know, all scattered through different external hard drives. But I have a lot of space on my regular computer too. I think I have 1,000 gigs on there. So yeah, it takes up a lot. I think one of my last videos was like 60 gigabytes. I'm like, took probably 2 days to upload to YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah,
So I have to usually
occasionally you
predict
get big
for
files.
the longer videos. It takes me a little longer to put out, obviously, but I try to break them up into different parts. I do shorter videos, I do longer videos. It all really depends on.
I try to keep our videos as close to an hour as possible when I
Yeah,
upload them to YouTube. And there are some that are definitely longer because there was that much that we wanted to get across, or that much that that investigation just needed to have all of that out there because
yeah,
a lot of it's just mostly all the raw footage,
yeah,
edited together in just a special way with the credit screen and and all that stuff. When it comes to our investigations, it's not. It's just what we see. So if we're there 2 hours filming for 2 hours, you're going to see all 2 hours of what we saw while we were there, without nothing being cut out.
yeah.
However, in like say the Beast of Bray Road, we've been there 4 times now.
Nope. We were there once and drove down the road and filmed and out of the car, and then we went to Lee's twice,
Yeah, so we've been there 3 times now.
3 times.
We got to go back yet, but that won't be on the new footage. That'll be on the next
Oh, wow.
series.
Nice.
But the first time we were out there, it was daylight. There was about 8. There's at least 8 hours of just, and a lot of that footage has got to be cut down. That was just
We got about
sitting in the barn looking at casts and talking to the owner of the property.
yeah.
Then you got what is that about? What was it? 30 minutes because we drove up and then down it again like twice.
Yeah.
Mile Road at like
30
midnight,
minutes to an hour.
right around midnightish. We drove up and down the
Yeah.
Bray Road. And
30
then
minutes.
we did a night investigation back at the property with a guy from Illinois,
And that was August.
and
Uh,
that was from about 11
I
o'clock
think
at
that was an
night.
August time on
Yeah,
that.
that was about 11 o'clock at night until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow,
3 or 4.
that's nice.
And we had some interesting stuff happen there, but all of the footage put together is a lot more than, you're talking, 12, 13, 14 hours of footage or more. So I'm trying to edit it down to the best of the best and break it up because we've never released any of the footage for this thing in October.
Yeah, I had a
Hoping
lot
to
to go through with my hearse video. I had like 4 hours of me just sleeping before my camera ended up dying.
Wow.
I was like, that was fun. I tried my best to go through. I didn't hear anything while I was sleeping besides a couple knocks, but I don't know. Could be anything. But
Could be
Yeah.
somebody walking by saying, "Hey, you in there? Are you alive? We see you." Yeah, that would be cool. Except I'd have to sleep in a coffin. I'd still have.
yeah, I think the coffin would really add to it because
Yeah.
even a pine box, I should make him a pine box for
Well, the thing is, a coffin could be a trigger point.
that. Yeah, that's true. Very true.
It could definitely be a trigger item.
Interesting. Yeah, that would be.
I'd have to have.
Someone up here, my buddy was pointing out, he's like, hey, somebody on like Marketplace had one of the tables that people were dissected on from a morgue, and like they wanted like $500-600 for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, if I had that, I would love to start collecting stuff like that. But yeah,
Gotta
that's
have the room for it.
yeah, room
you
and
gotta have
money
the
and
space
this
for
and that. Too bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more space right now. I live in a small. Anyway, my wife and I want to move into a bigger house because
Yeah.
we want to expand our crafting enterprise as part of things because it goes along well with what we do. Plus, I can spread out. I sold, since I've lived here, I sold a good share of my NASCAR collection that I
Oh
had.
wow, yeah.
And then I had a nice old, and you got to realize I was a kid in the 70s. So I had a belt buckle collection that
Oh
went
yeah.
all the way back to the 70s, and I had belt buckles that were like from relatives that
Wow.
dated back to the 20s and 30s. And most of those are gone now too.
Oh geez. Yeah. I watch a lot of the resellers on YouTube too, like some people that just go to or they buy storage units, or they'll go to garage sales and resell, and it's just pretty cool what they come up with.
Yeah, well, that Storage Wars thing, that's a
Locker
hoax.
Nuts.
That's a hoax.
Oh
So-
yeah,
not-
I don't watch those
No,
guys.
he's not talking about that.
There's a YouTube
He's
channel.
talking about this guy. There's a guy
Oh,
on
yeah.
YouTube
Oh, yeah, I know you
pretty
could
good.
called
actually go
Locker
in.
Nut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can
Treasure
really
Hunt
find
and
some good
Divas, I
shit in
think
some of
they're-
those lockers.
There's another one,
Those guys are pretty
Treasure
good.
Hunts and Treasure Hunter, but there is one called Locker Nut,
Oh, nice.
and he does that too. So
There was
Yeah,
some people
I
around
mean, you
here
never
that-
know. Who knows if I don't think they would fake anything, but you never know. I mean, who knows? And maybe they. I don't think the people I watch would fake anything. They're already.
No, because
no,
there would be no
no,
reason to.
they're
'cause
doing it
can
wrong.
it can really happen, but not as much as it happens on, say, Storage Wars. Some of
Oh yeah, that was
planted.
ridiculous. Yeah.
That stuff on Storage Wars, some of that stuff gets planted. But see, I used to go to the auctions that used to happen locally, and some of those were with my dad because he was kind of an auction nut. He got hooked because of the police department auctions and the type of stuff he found that they would impound and confiscate and all of that stuff. And after time, it ends up at a police department auction. But we went around to a couple of those locker auctions a couple of times, and his buddy bought one of those once, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, he made out like a bandit.
That's awesome.
He found. I mean, I don't know why the guy was an idiot, or if it was like an old card shop, like a sporting card shop, but it was full of collectibles.
Oh my gosh.
And some of those collectibles, because you got the autographed balls like the baseballs and footballs and stuff.
Oh
They
yeah.
were in the plastic casing in the box, in these box, the normal
Wow.
cardboard boxes and stuff. But some of those cards were destroyed because of the dampness that got into
The
that storage
moisture.
unit.
Yeah. Oh,
But it was abandoned, so it's like, what?
oh my
That's
gosh.
why I'd never do that, because if I forgot to pay for something and my collection was in there, somebody else would get the benefit of the money of what the
Yep.
value.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Most of like my unboxed stuff that I have for store is basically just in the other room because it's still air conditioned and safe from moisture.
Yeah.
Well, I used to collect a lot of stuff. I even had swords and unique knives and stuff, and I don't even have half that stuff
Yeah, I
anymore. I still have
downsized a lot of my
Excalibur, though.
stuff too.
I still have Excalibur,
Nice.
a replica, of course, cheap replica. But hey, it was worth it to have King Arthur's sword. I don't care how cheap of a replica it is.
Well, mine's not a replica.
Yeah, you wish.
What? My katana?
Oh, the katana. I
My
thought you
katana, or I
thought
should
you had an
say,
extra
my samurai.
trying
It
to say
is not a replica.
no. Those are actually
I spent a lot of money on that one. It's a modern
But to have
made,
the
but
original
it's not a replica.
Excalibur is a rare thing. Nobody, having an original katana is, quite common. And
Yeah.
they're quite expensive to get your hands on a really old one, though.
Yeah, the old ones are
Depending on what
nice. You can
dynasty
get your
it
hands
came
on them.
from, or whatever that's called.
There's a way of doing that. You have the hilt taken off, the tang and the hilt, and then right on the
Yeah, I know.
back,
There's a
the
stamp.
bottom end. No, the maker, he stamps in on that.
That's what I just said.
He puts his mark on that. His
Yeah,
name
they
is
call
on
it a
there.
stamp.
Wow.
And every true single made katana has that. So the master that made the blade puts his signature on that blade, on that end
And they're
piece
all
that goes
very,
inside
and they're very
the hilt
distinctive.
and
So you know
the tang. So anyway, we're at an hour now, Joe.
So
We try to keep everything,
Yeah, that's fine.
you got a bedtime? You turn in
Yep.
Yeah.
whatever.
No.
No.
Probably just relaxing tonight. Nothing exciting going on, but we're hoping to get back out there. Not sure. Thing about us is we, play it by ear.
Yeah.
I'll go out when I'm feeling for it.
That's about all we can do. Is when we get the opportunity and
Yep.
it can to do it, we got to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, we got to get back out soon. I don't know when. We do
I'm
know
working
we're
on
going in September.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I am working on
Go to
that.
Holy Hill. We've got to go back out to Bray Road.
Ooh, yeah. We need to make our way out there.
Well, you ever come out this way, we'll take you out and introduce you to Lee Hampel.
Excellent. Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
my wife
repertoire with
she
a
was
guy
out
that
that way.
he's going to be joining us in October to do our show live at the
Oh, nice.
Milwaukee Paranormal Conference.
Awesome.
And then you've got, well, let's see, next Friday for us, our guest is going to be Dal Kazmarek.
Good.
He's
Nice.
got an event coming up
See how
in
Dale's doing.
October he wants to talk about, and I'm sure he's got a lot of new stories. Plus, he also probably going to give us a flashback to last Friday, because he said we should have had him on for the Berlin Tannery as well. So we'll have to see what that's all about next Friday.
And I definitely want to go there and check that one out too.
Yeah, well, he's got a few places that he's been to that are
Especially
on my
after,
list down there in Illinois.
well, especially after what she told me about that one entity there.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to go to that prison, at Joliet prison now after what he said. That I'd have to have a gas mask.
Oh gosh, I'm not sure. I'm assuming that they probably dried up by now. That was one of the years we had all that rain. But I honestly, I heard it's really hard to get in touch with them. We had
Well,
someone with us that knew the guy with the
well, that's just
access.
it. We've kind of got a connection down in
Yeah,
Hamilton
it always
with
helps.
with our buddy Dale Kazmarek. He's been there a few times to that
Yeah.
particular prison, and
Nice.
he's got connections that could get us into places we probably wouldn't be able to get in on our own.
That's awesome. Yeah, it always
Never
helps.
know.
Well, he got us into our school,
I know.
and then he showed us where the crash site was. That was one of those ones that was on my bucket list when we started this back in
That's awesome.
2019. To go to the Buddy Holly crash site, that was something else. So
That's awesome. I mean, that would be very emotional, I feel like.
well, there's another one I want to go to, and that one's actually closer to home though. And I'm not sure how easy it would be to access the area, but it's the crash that was the helicopter crash. I think it was a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
That was carrying Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh, wow.
Alpine Valley.
Yeah, he left. He was leaving Alpine Valley.
He had just
crashed into
finished
the
the set
mountainside
there,
of
and
or whatever the cliffside.
they
there.
jumped in. Yeah, it was a helicopter. They were leaving, and
that would be another one I'd really like to go to and check out.
yep, that would be interesting to see too. So. Well, anyway.
Well, I appreciate you
Good
guys
talking
having.
with you.
Yeah, it was nice. Thank you.
Hopefully, we lived up to what the ladies were saying about it.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Oh, those four are crazy. They're fun.
All right, we could talk.
I
for a
love
minute.
them.
Let's end it quick, and then we'll talk more if you want.
Well, yeah, I got to use the can quick. So,
all right, everybody, stay safe. Till next time, stay safe, and remember, anything's possible.
All right, thank you guys.
And thank you for coming.
Take care.